What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode here on Ray's Night Shift, where we talk about everything streaming related. Today I want to talk to you guys about the 5 different kind of streamers, and I really wish I had a video like this when I was first getting into streaming and just really first making content so I could really dive down on what I wanted to do. I've gotten better at creating this kind of stuff as the year and a half has gone by, so I think I'm ready to actually make a nice little guide for you guys that will help you when you're deciding what kind of streamer you want to be. So let's get into it. And a quick little side note, I want to thank my fiance for giving me a nice little boo-boo here, trying to clean up this mug a little bit, so you know, let your lady beautify you, I guess, but it comes with pain, I suppose. So just wanted to clear that up. I didn't fight a raccoon or a hamster or something like that. Trying to get my beautify on, I guess. Anyway, let's get into the video. So what you're going to get out of this list is a way to actually start narrowing down into what community you want to dive into. So let's jump into the first category, experiment. When you're experimenting as a new streamer, you should really be looking at what category suits you. There's no point streaming something that you're not going to want to do in about 2 to 3 months. Really, the category you choose should be something that you really enjoy doing. If you aren't sure what that is, find your closest friend, family member, someone that really knows you that can pretty much tell you, hey, I always go to you for this. Maybe you always brighten my mood with your jokes. If someone goes to you because you're just really educated on a certain topic, maybe you should bring that to the streaming world. And once you find that out, that's what's going to really help you dive in on what kind of stream you should be creating. So for example, I enjoy giving out helpful tips for things that I've done, things that I've learned. Whether you're a close friend or someone that's just asking me for advice, I'm not going to go to random people and just give them advice, right? And I'm not going to go to random people and tell them just, hey, I know this stuff, right? Overall, when people come to me, I really want to do my best to give them everything I know, and that way they can pretty much project whatever they're trying to do forward. So people that watch my videos, I really want them to do not only just as good as me, I want them to do way better. So that's an aspect to me that I can bring to the streaming world. I can show you what business tips I have discovered and how to apply them towards your stream. Don't think you have to be concrete on what you're doing with your stream. Just experiment. Eventually it's going to come to you and you'll be fine. So the document category is really cool. I find people that really jump into this documentation process of streaming really fascinating, because they're not doing it for the views. They're literally doing it to make a little history, kind of like a little time pod, if you will. They created something, they publish it, and all they're doing it for is to basically archive their work. I think that's pretty dope, because you're not doing it really for anyone other than yourself. But if other people want to include themselves in your journey, then that's pretty dope as well. So documenting, maybe building a car, maybe building, a certain software, right? There's just so many things you can do when you're documenting, because it's all about you and your interest. Now, our third topic is for influence. Some people just want to influence others and really give them their point of view on why they are right or why some things are wrong. So pretty much, if you're trying to influence people, by all means, I know it gets a negative stigma that, oh, you're an influencer, but basically anybody that makes content is influencing someone in one way or another. And overall, your community will build pretty easily if you have a unique point of view. So one of the streamers that I think is rocking the influence scene is Ludwig. He's got a specific point of view that people either rock with or they don't, but it's very neutral for the most part, and he's able to have a point of view that actually caters to a lot of communities. So even though he's specific in what he does, he's an entertainment streamer, he also became a voice for that type of community that, is looking to be better than the rest in a business sense, but have a fun time doing it. To reference a logo that I've heard before is Barbell Brigade, and their logo is Dominate Humbly. I think that's what he's rocking with. He's dominating humbly because he's got his voice literally everywhere, and he's being a nice guy about it. It's not like he's climbing to the top, doing controversial stuff. It's actually pretty innovative. So that's going to be a really strong skill to have if you're going for the influencer category, because you have to take the tools that are already there but make them so much more unique, similar to his stream where if you sub, it kept extending his stream. So really, if you're going to influence, you got to be pretty creative, and overall have your point of view, like I said, and really strive to create a better community. And overall, I think this is a dope place to start if you're not sure where to go. Now, our fourth category is for those wanting to be famous. Now, the difference between an influencer and being famous is that an influencer has more of a point of view that's very specific to a community. Whereas if you want to be famous, you'll talk about literally anything. If you go on Google and just type in what's trending, it'll tell you what is actually trending around the world. And someone that just wants to be famous can pretty much look at these analytics and really just talk about it. That's really it. If something's going on that's, drama related, they'll talk about it. If they want to talk about something that's, happening on the other side of the world, they could talk about politics. Really, whatever issue is very hot, that is what someone that is in that category should really try to do. Just talk about what is really hype right now. Exposure, like I said, is everything. And this is where I start talking about how you can dip into other categories. Obviously, if you're famous, you obviously want money, you want influence, and you want to document the journey. Being famous can encompass so many things. So really, it's all about your strategy on how you do it, which we'll talk about in another video. Right now, I just really want to talk about the categories of streamers that you're going to find, and it's going to help you really dig in on what you should do right from the jump. We can get into specifics later. Comment down below if there's anything I missed. But let's jump on to the last one, which is more important and why most people also get into streaming. So if you're trying to make money as a streamer, it's actually pretty rough in the beginning, mainly because your content is not going to make any money for a good while, unless you're dumping in a lot of money to make money. But secondly, what I would do instead of focusing on getting subscriptions on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube, and instead of worrying about getting monetized on YouTube through your content, all these things are going to take a really long time to do, and it's going to come with consistency and actually caring about your content. So I wouldn't necessarily go for those avenues. If you're strictly trying to make money online and you're using streaming as a platform or YouTube, I would recommend creating a product that you can actually sell to your audience that, just really rocks with you. For example, if you wanted to sell your own merch through clothing and things like that, and you have a good design that you feel good people wearing, where it's not, all cheap looking or anything like that, then I would start there, because honestly, the more you get into your products, the better they sell. So that would be my opinion, is actually create books, create stuff that your community needs. For example, right now, there's really not much out there for streaming merchandise. So if anything, I can get into the streaming merchandise world if I wanted to. But overall, can I add something that's really beneficial? And if the answer is no, then I probably shouldn't produce that. So really, that's what you should focus on, is finding an industry that you can pretty much make a product for, and use your community building or content creation, start pushing that content out to the world and actually start exposing it. Overall, this is really easier said than done, but once you do it, I guarantee you it's going to be worth it. Think of Harris Heller and his stream beats, for example. He saw an error well, not necessarily an error. He saw a problem in the community where people can't use music. Bottom line, it's kind of boring playing a stream or making content with no background music. So say what people want to say about his content, whether it's good, bad, doesn't matter. He basically made a solution to a problem in the industry. And for that, he got compensated pretty well from what he says in his videos. So that is one way to do it. Personally, not an audio engineer. I don't make music. Could not actually follow his game plan on that type of market. But if you're in it, you can clearly see there's some success in that market. Not that I'm driving competition to his business, but so to speak, when you find things like that, you can definitely take it to your advantage if you have a skill in that type of category. So again, money through subscriptions and money through ad revenue isn't really the play for streamers. I think it helps, but it shouldn't be everything. Really look at products that will take you to the next level and things that your community needs. All right, and with that said, I hope you enjoyed the 5 categories that streamers fall into and how to actually start creating a niche under those categories. Again, you can dip into every single one of these. You don't have to be solidified into just one. So by all means, take this as a good beginner's guide to pretty much get your mind flowing on what kind of branding you want and how to get to where you want to go. If you enjoyed these type of videos, by all means, comment down below, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Really do appreciate you guys. Thanks for checking out another video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.